welcome to another top 5 video, guys, and this one's going to be the top 5 video games I want to add to my collection now. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another top 5 video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the top 5 games that I'm looking to add to my collection now, whether they're because they're expensive and hard to find, or they're games I've just never played and really want to play them. These are the top 5 games I'm looking for at the moment, and they've been a little bit difficult to get hold of. Okay, in at number 5 is Sunset Riders. This game, it came out on the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo, but I want it for the Mega Drive. It's a game I never played at home on a home console, but I played in the arcades as a kid. It's one of those games I've always wanted and never been able to get hold of. But as opposed to other games that are reasonably attainable, this game seems to be really expensive, in the UK at least. Seems to be really difficult to get hold of at a reasonable price that I'm willing to pay. So at the moment it's slightly unattainable to me. But I do regularly keep my eyes out for that on eBay, CX website, and those things, looking at prices and stuff. So yeah, I'd love to get hold of Sunset Riders. It's a 2D scrolling shoot 'em up type game. It's a bit like Contrary type game with cowboys, and yeah, I've just always wanted to play it. Okay, in at number 4 is Darkstalkers. Or any of the Darkstalkers series, particularly on the PlayStation 1. Darkstalkers is a game I had. It was one of the first games I ever bought on my PlayStation 1. It's a 2D fighting game by Capcom, with basically creatures of the night, i.e. vampires, mummies, werewolves, etc. that all fight each other. Some really awesome characters in this, and a really awesome art style, almost like a manga-y art style. It was one of the better looking games on the PlayStation, because a lot of the 2D games seem to be the best looking on that console. But yeah, it's a game, again, I really want to get hold of. Again, quite pricey. Again, I'd take any of the Darkstalkers games, I'm not fussed. I'd like to get the first one, because that is the one I owned, and I really like the cover of that game. But yeah, again, Darkstalkers, any of those games I want to get hold of for sure. Okay, number 3 is The Calling. It's on the Wii.
It's that same dream again.
This is a game I've never played, but during the month of October, when I was playing a few scary games and stuff, this is a game that I come across also from watching videos like Metal Jesus, his hidden gem videos and stuff like that, and I come across his Wii videos. As it's a console I'm really not familiar with, and as we have a Wii U now, we do look to buy a few games for it. And yeah, this I come across this on there, The Calling. It's a scary ghost type game. I think it has quite a cool little gimmick where the little speaker on the Wiimote, some of the ghosts will talk to you and just creep you out, which it looks quite interesting. I've heard it's not the best game in the world, but it does look interesting. Again, it's reasonably expensive to try and get hold of, so the likelihood of me finding that one and wanting to stump up money for it is not high, but I do keep my eyes out for any sort of auctions on eBay and stuff to find it at a reasonable price. Okay, in at number 2 is a game I certainly did play as a kid, and that is Twisted Metal. In particular, I really want the first game, because the first game, I love the cover to that, so I'd love that in the collection to have the cover. There are, of course, other games in the series, newer ones that are probably better gameplay wise, but I still do enjoy those old PlayStation 1 games. Now in the UK, I know we definitely got Twisted Metal 1 and Twisted Metal World Tour, which was number 2, but I don't know about the other ones, 3 and 4 on the PlayStation. I don't remember ever seeing them in England, but I am on the lookout for them. Any of them, but I particularly would like Twisted Metal 1 to add to the collection. It's sort of like a game where you drive cars that are covered in weapons in an arena and you basically just all shoot and kill each other. Particularly known for its figurehead character of Sweet Tooth the Clown in his ice cream truck. Yeah, just would really love to get that game. Okay, before we get to number 1, just a few honourable mentions of games that I am also looking for to add to my collection. On the PS1, I'd like to get hold of Parappa the Rapper, the really strange and weird music game. Don't really know how to describe it, but again, it's another game that's very unique. I had when I was originally playing the PS1 back in the mid-90s, and would love to add.
It's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya. Sure to beat ya. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now keep.
Also, Zombies on the Mega Drive, or Zombies Ate My Neighbours if you're in the US, that's what it was called there. I'd love that game, one of my favourite Mega Drive games. Never owned it, but remember renting it when I was a kid. Also, any of the Street Fighter Alpha games, I would love to get on the PlayStation 1. Some of my favourite Street Fighter games though, so I loved the art style of the Street Fighter Alphas. Yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 2 I think was probably the best one of the lot for me.
Round 1, fight!
Also the Street Fighter EX games, I'm after any of those as well that I can find. That would be great to get hold of those, which were like the sort of 3D Street Fighter games, but they were 2D. They were on a 2D plane, but in 3D, I can't quite remember. But I'd love to get them.
Round 1, fight!
Silent Hill 1, I've got pretty much a lot of the others. I just need Silent Hill 1 now, really, for PS1. Again, price of that's been going up. And last up, Resident Evil games 1 and 2. Love to get hold of those at some point too. Again, that's another franchise I want to try and get as many of, or all the games as I can. Okay, so number one is a game called Project Zero, Maiden of Blackwater. If you're not familiar with this game, it's also called Fatal Frame in Japan. It's a series of horror games. There's been many of them on the PlayStation 2, the Wii, the Xbox original. They've been on all those consoles. And certainly in PAL regions in the UK and that, it's called Project Zero. I believe that's what it's called in America too. I've never owned this game, or I've never owned any of them, but again, we've been watching hidden gem videos of various consoles on Metal Jesus Rocks and other channels. This is a game that seems to come up quite a lot, and that it's a game that's very sought after. When I've looked online for this game, the price is really quite horrendous. So again, this is something I'm going to be watching on eBay and looking for to pounce on at any point if it's a reasonable price and I've got the money to get it. I really want it. It looks good, and the reason I want this one, I've never played any of the other ones, the ones before it. They might be easily attainable, and I certainly would like to pick those up also. But I really want this one because it looks fantastic. Obviously, the Wii U the graphics are great on that console. You know, for this sort of day and age, it looks really cool. The Wii U gamepad seems to have some really interesting features with that game, and it just looks really cool. And I'm a fan of survival horror games. So this just looks like a no-brainer to me. If I can get it at a reasonable price, I'd love to pick this up and add it to the collection, but I'm not holding up hope, in all honesty. Okay guys, that's my top 5 plus honourable mentions of games I'm looking to collect for at the moment. They're my focus. It'd be great to hear from you guys as to what you are currently also collecting at the moment, what you're looking for, what you're on the lookout for. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, as always, please give it a like. If you want to leave comments, like I said, let me know what you're collecting at the moment, what you're after, what console you collected for, any specific games you're looking for, let me know. And let me know what you thought of the games I mentioned in this top 5. And if you haven't already guys, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content along these lines. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take it easy.